Hi there, and welcome to the BusinessNet Facebook Mastermind case study series. I'm so excited because I'm here with a very, very special guest, and his name is Chris Sladicka. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hi Esther, not bad. How about yourself?
Good, good. So, Chris, for people who are meeting you for the very first time, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I run an internet marketing company, and I guess in a nutshell, what I do is I get leads for businesses who I guess need more clients and more customers who want to make more sales.
And so your business is called Leads Local, so it's really specializing in getting those right quality targeted leads for clients who don't know maybe how to generate their own business. And you've been doing this for a while, but I imagine now that you started working with Ben and with the Business at Facebook Mastermind, some of your strategies has shifted. So I want to know what are some of the results that you've been getting and what is the approach that you're doing differently now.
Yep. Okay. So the first thing that comes to mind is, and I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to share of Ben's good stuff here, but one of the things is his taking stock exercise, which he makes everyone go through at the start of every campaign. So, you know, back before the mastermind, I would, if I got a client on board and I wanted to get some leads or set up a new campaign, I'd sort of just do it on the spot. So I'd think in my head just quickly, okay, what should we do here? What should we offer? And a lot of the time it wouldn't work out very good. As in, you'd spend money, you wouldn't get any leads, or the leads would be crap. But what Ben makes you do is go back and say, no, look, you've got to do the first step in a process. And I find that every time I stop and actually do that and spend the time to fill out that exercise, I almost always get great results right off the bat. So that's one of the biggest things for me so far. Yeah.
So can you share any particular examples of any great results that you've been getting because of using this exercise?
Yeah, so pretty much any results that I've been getting so far are because I've been doing the exercise. But I mean, I work with a few clients. One of them that comes to mind is like a financial planner, and so we came up with an offer. We did the targeting exercise, and I found out a really good angle on what I thought people would want. So I did the targeting exercise, did the offer creation exercise, which comes after, and basically did all the steps that Ben teaches us. So I think for the month we had over 150, and we actually had to stop because my client just wasn't used to that volume. They didn't even have a CRM in place or anything, so they were going crazy. So we had to put that on pause because we literally had too many leads coming in.
Well, that's a lot of people would say that that's a good problem to have when you're getting too many leads, and it's the breaking point is that you can't deliver the service anymore because it's just too many good quality inquiries. But what I want to know, first of all, you mentioned the word CRM, which is just an automated contact management system, and you say that this client didn't have that in place. So I imagine you're helping them with that as well, since you specialize in internet marketing. But what I want to know is that if they've been clients of yours before, what kind of quantity of leads were they getting that they gave you the budget just to go work with it, and then suddenly they're flooded?
Yeah, so with the approach, and see, this is another thing you've just uncovered it, and I haven't really, I wasn't going to think about it. So one thing I did, and the reason why we had so many more leads is because Ben said I was always doing this approach where I was doing like a report and then like a sales page. Like that was the type of campaigns I would do without getting too technical. And then Ben came and said, well, hey guys, you don't always need to just do this one approach. There's lots of ways you can do it, and sometimes a simple way is best. And I thought, okay, I'll just go with the simple way on this one. And so I went from generating maybe 20, 25 leads using my old way, and I thought I'll do it the simple way, see what happens, and that's how we got up to about 150 leads. I think it was actually a bit more for the month. And yeah, and that's just basically from following his advice and not just getting too rigid with thinking that I know how to do it.
That's amazing, because I'm not good at math, but what I'm calculating here is like 7 times the results for the same amount of ad spend and working with the same target market. That's amazing. Are there any? What about your own clientele? Are you using these strategies right now to help your clients get more leads only, or also are you implementing it already to get you more clients for yourself?
Yeah, for me, I'm doing it for me as well. So, um, and I've opted in to use the simple approach for me as well, and that's working quite well. I'm actually, who am I? I've got a campaign going at the moment, so I'm actually quite tied up. I don't have a lot of resources right now to take on lots and lots of work. So I'm only focusing on financial planners
Mm-hmm.
and using Ben's approach, from start to finish, to taking stock exercise and the offer creation, and then keeping it simple. I'm getting leads in for about, I checked about a week ago, but it's been about, I think, $10 to $15 a lead for me. And these are really good quality leads because they're all doing over 2 million a year, and they're really good prospects for me. So it's working. And if I had the capacity, I'm sure I could go and then go look another 2, 3, 4 different industries, do the same approach, and I'd be flooded. But I don't have the capacity, so there's no point to do that. I wouldn't be able to handle all the work.
I
Yeah.
love that. And so how many clients did you have before joining the program?
I had one client before, and now I've got, uh, what do I have now? I've got, I think, 3 or 4 that are paying me regular recurring income. But I'm actually, some of the things Ben's talked about, and he's always talking about leveraging your time and getting what does he say, the highest and best use of your time. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually looking at doing some profit share deals because I think they're more profitable, right? So I've got 2 of them lined up, and I've got another one in about a week that I might close as well. So that's pretty exciting because I think
Yeah.
that's where the money's at. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit for people who are maybe watching this and they're not quite familiar with the concept of profit sharing. What does that mean in practical terms? So you charge a flat fee for your ad management plus the ad spend, and then on top of that, a share of the revenues, or how does it work?
So I've actually got to have a chat to Ben about this because he knows a lot more than me, and I'm just really diving into it right now. But what I would normally do is it's a flat fee plus ad spend. That's what I've got a few clients on right now. But my understanding is that with the profit share, we don't charge the flat fee. It's just they cover the ad spend, and any extra profits I get them, I get a percentage of that. So, if I can help them add, let's say $50,000 a month in profit, I'll get, let's say, 30% of that or whatever we negotiate. So I really like that approach because obviously if I get a more than 50 grand in profit, let's say 100 grand, then that's, the numbers start to add up quite significantly. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's some really good advice from Ben.
Yeah, and that incentivizes you as well to really deliver high quality work, because the more better the leads are, the better the profits are, obviously. So your bottom line will improve as well. But what caught my attention here is you mentioned that before you joined the program, you had one client, and now you have 3 or 4 that are regular, that are consistent. So I'm curious,
hmm
what is the difference in revenues for your own business between before and right now?
Yeah, so before it was about 3,500 because that's how much I was billing for a client.
Mhm.
And now it is, sorry, I don't know. This is probably something I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. It's about 20 grand a month in recurring right now. So if all goes smoothly, that's what I've got coming in.
You just got the lucky number 7. You're 7 timesing everything. I love it. So tell me, what would have been the path that you had taken, let's say, if you had not joined the program and you were going with your old approach? Where do you see your business would be right now?
Before I joined the program, I always thought in my head, and I don't know why I thought this, but I always thought, hey, I can just get an unlimited amount of clients. I can bill someone, and this is one thing Ben's taught us, to increase our prices. So I may have stayed at the lower tier, and that could have screwed me over big time just doing that. But I was thinking, oh, okay, if I charge 3,500 a month per client, or 4 grand or whatever, if I want, I'll just get 10 clients, 20 clients, 30 clients. I didn't even consider how much work that would be. But then one day we were on a hangout with Ben, and he said, realistically, you don't want to have more than, let's say, 5 clients because that's a bit of work anyway. So what that made me realize is that, it's not about just getting lots and lots of clients. It's just getting a handful of clients and literally cherry picking them and charging them a lot of money. And so I've shifted my focus now. That's why I'm doing a profit share, because I don't want to work with 10 or 15 clients. I want to work with 5 and make a lot of money just doing that.
Mhm.
So if I didn't join the mastermind, I'm guessing I probably would have been focusing on a lot of lower end clients, and probably needing lots and lots of them to make the amount of money that I want to make. So now the approach is different. It's work with less people but create a bigger impact so I get paid more.
And in practical terms, what was that like when you were trying to get from one client to the 2 or 3 or 4 or however many with the old approach? What was that like in terms of, trying to get those leads and then dealing with the lower end of the spectrum as far as how much you were able to build them?
I mean, I think I was quite good beforehand as well, where if a client was very, very picky and annoying, I would just knock them back anyway. So I've always had that belief. But what I've noticed is that like for example, I did only have that one client, so I don't have a huge sample size, but closing them and turning them into a client is no different than, charging people 5 or 10 grand a month. Like my biggest client right now is $10,000 a month, and they were probably easier to turn into a client than the 3,500. Mm-hmm. So it was all in my mind thinking, you can't charge 5 grand or 10 grand or maybe even one day 20 grand or whatever it is. That was in my mind, but it's like I said, it was easier for me to close this bigger deal. So, yeah.
I love that.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. And I'm really, really curious that where do you see your business going now? Because you've been, we started like 2 months ago approximately, the Mastermind, and so you 7 times the results for yourself as well as for your clients, and now you're shifting it where it's likely it will be even more profitable because of the profit share deal that you're putting together with 2 of them already and maybe 3. So I'm curious, where do you see your business will be, say, 2 months from now in terms of revenues as well?
Really hard to say. I have no idea. But see, for me, I'm happy to stay where I'm at with my current revenues, right? If I can keep all those clients happy and keep the, about 20 grand a month coming in, that's obviously sufficient for me, for my lifestyle at the moment. So if my goal is keep them happy, keep that money coming in, but in the meantime, work on those profit share deals, because, I understand they might take a little bit more time to, to implement and to get it working. So in 2 months, maybe I'll have, these 3 profit share deals up and running, and maybe I'll start seeing some money coming in from them. But my goal is to take it a lot higher, like significantly higher. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Actually, that's a very good question. Maybe I should stop and think about where I want to be in 2 months from now. But I'm just pushing every day.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking such a short time too is because you made such a big progress in just 2 months that I want to know what your vision is for that. And as far as the challenges, what are some of the things that you've been dealing with prior to joining the program, and how does it compare to what you are dealing with right now?
Yeah, so challenges beforehand was definitely getting a consistent supply of leads coming in. It'd always be sort of up and down. And now I just use, like I think back to when I was doing it beforehand, I was just making life more complicated for myself. I didn't need to be doing all these crazy things to try and get deals in. You don't need to do it. So now it's...
What's a crazy thing? I want to know.
Yeah, so like, going through all this effort to create a really good lead magnet or a report, whatever you want to call it, and then doing a really long, in-depth sales page, and that stuff works. It works really, really good. But the simple approach works just as good, if not better, for getting conversations going. So that really opened my mind. I was quite rigid in the way I thought, okay, it has to be done this way. But Ben showed us that actually, no, there's lots of ways to do it. And the simple way is it's a lot less effort on my part. That's what I did with my financial planning campaign that's bringing in leads now. I think I spent maybe 3 hours doing that all up, and it's working. Whereas before, it would take me a lot more time.
So 3 hours to set up the campaign, and now it's on autopilot completely?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do a bit of work with optimizing and tweaking, but if it's working...
That's amazing, though, because that's the client where they are not even able to handle any more than that at the moment. So that's really, really cool. Well, I'm really curious, if somebody is considering joining this program, what would your advice be? Do you have anything that you've noticed that they have to be careful of, or what should they do to put their own house in order, or what is your advice here?
Well, first piece of advice is you've got to take action. Right, so if you're not an action taker, don't bother. But if you are, then I would definitely recommend it. It's, you know, for anyone who works with clients to improve their business, so getting them more leads and stuff like that. If that's you, then 100% I recommend it because that's the position I'm in, and it's really improved the way I do things and I guess where I'm going with it. But even if you've got a business and you want to get leads in for yourself, then it's for you as well, because it'll show you, you know, from start to finish, you know, the first step, the second step, the third step, and the end result is going to be that you're going to get probably more leads than you can handle, and it'll probably be the first time you've been able to do that, you know, in a really long time. So it's, you know, if you want to grow your business, no matter whether you deal with clients or if it's for your own business, then I think it's for you.